Okay, Judge. Please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Russell Skinner, do solemnly swear
I, Russell Skinner, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Arizona,
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Arizona,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will defend them against all enemies, foreign or domestic,
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
my duties as Sheriff of Maricopa County
my duties as Sheriff of Maricopa County
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Congrats, Sheriff. Thanks for all the kind words.
Thanks so much.
I appreciate it. My turn to speak at this point?
Yeah.
Joe?
Chairman, did you want to?
Pardon?
Yeah.
We need to start the meeting. Okay.
Do you want to do it here?
Okay, I would like to now resume the meeting of the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me okay? Good afternoon. I'd like to, first of all, thank the chairman and the board for entrusting me to take on the fourth largest county sheriff's office in the United States. I don't even have words to express how much that means to me. I'd also like to thank my family for the continued support and dedication and sacrifices that they've made for the almost 34 years I've been with this office. As a second-generation deputy sheriff with Maricopa County, this agency means a lot to me. This is almost my whole life has been working for Maricopa County, and even so, Maricopa County Sheriff's Office and serving this community. And for me, this day, I would have never, ever imagined this happening. Starting out as a young deputy out in the Southwest Valley to be sheriff of Maricopa County, that's pretty amazing. So I apologize that maybe I'm a little emotional right now, maybe not find all the right words, but the other important people I want to thank is the team of men and women with the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, because they're also my family. They're my support. I heard from many of them that gave me the direction, the guidance, and the courage to go through this process. It was very hard when Sheriff Penzone said, hey, I'm not going to run next year. I thought, oh, no problem. You know, we've got a few more months left with this, almost a full year. And yes, I'm leaving in January. So a lot has changed over the last few months. And I do thank him for the opportunity for me to be positioned to even think about taking on this role. And I look forward to serving the community, working with the board, working with the county partnership. I've got a lot of good people out there, and I've learned a lot about their different departments and the needs. Maricopa County back in 1990 is a lot different than it is today. And we have a lot of challenges that we face, the environment, the political makeup, and as stated before, I am bipartisan in the sense that I'm a law enforcement professional, and I will do what it needs to be done to uphold the law, uphold the Constitution, and make sure that we keep Maricopa County safe and moving forward. I ask, though, that the community help us, because we need that. We're all partners in this. This is our area. This is our area that we live in, that we work in, that we play in. And I just ask that everybody continues to have respect for each other, and that we work together to get through this year. We have challenges. Right now, the Waste Management Open's going. A lot of people in town. We have a Final Four coming up, a couple NASCAR events. Thank goodness we don't have the Super Bowl. I know this isn't as big as maybe Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift showing up, but hopefully it makes the news at some point. But also the biggest thing that I look at is this election cycle. I watched a board meeting yesterday, and I saw some unruliness there from the crowd. That's unacceptable. Let's respect each other. You know what? We have to get through this. We have to move forward, and we have to get past the anger, the separation, and the polarization. So I ask that everybody help us, and I will work with you through this. And let's have a safe 2024, and we'll see what the road brings ahead and the trail that we wind up going down. So thank you all. Thank you again to the board chairman. The kind words. I really, this agency means so much to me. It's my life, and I look forward to hopefully serving our staff to the best of my abilities and serving this community to the best of my abilities. So thank you all for entrusting in me to take on those reins, and I hope I can continue the path forward and look forward to working with everybody. Thanks.
Okay, at this point, we would entertain any questions from the press for any one of us.
Yeah, Sheriff, congratulations. Is it a question for anyone or no, for the Sheriff?
Yes.
Okay, for Sheriff Skinner, if that's okay. Again, congratulations. We talked to an elections attorney who described the act of switching parties the way you did is a type of gaming the system in politics. What would you say to the critics of that?
Well, thank you for that, Mr. Dana. One thing I would say to that is, number one, anybody that knows me knows I'm not a political individual. I've never been a political individual. I'm apolitical, if you want to call it that. I don't think there's a place in law enforcement for that. I don't actively participate in political activities. And I will say, instead of going out there and making statements of assumptions or maybe just premise what they feel, maybe ask me why I did what I did and what for. In this case, and I'm happy to go a little more in detail on that, on October 2nd, I believe it was, Paul Penzone called me in his office about 20 minutes before he delivered a speech to our executive team and then had the media lined up to make his announcement about how he was going to not run and secondly, leave in January. And knowing that this was happening, I'm in the drop, I'm close to retirement, maybe some bricks would come off my shoulders. I could leave at that point. So he made that announcement, and I watched our executive team look in uncertainty. My phone blew up being a county employee for 33 years of what's next for the sheriff's office? Who's going to take the reins? What's this mean for us? I talked to my family at length that night. And although I could have just walked away, collected my pension, and moved on with my life, I decided to take on the challenge to say, you know what? I want to keep certainty with this agency, especially with an election cycle coming up, major events coming up, and to keep continuity with the agency and put the employees' minds at ease, as well as the community's minds at ease. Because we don't know what that person or who that person would be and what their maybe mission or goal would be. If I can at least maintain 10 more months of moving in the right direction with the sheriff's office, compliance measures, enforcement operations, safe and secure communities, fentanyl issues in our jails, suicides in our jails, mental illness, and help with the election cycle and keeping it safe and secure, then you know what? I saddled up for 10 more months to do that. And the only way that I could even remotely think about that was to align. And within 24 hours, I was on the recorder's website, changing from a Democrat or from a Republican to a Democrat. And despite that attorney that said, oh, well, they can just switch right back and run, I have no intention of switching back. My predecessor was a Democrat. The Democrats voted Paul Penzone in office. And Paul Penzone was also, if you look into it, was a Republican back in the day prior to that. This has been done. This isn't something that is hoodwinking the system or gaming the system. But I'm committed to continuing out the rest of his term as a Democrat because that's what the people wanted. Because again, I'm not political and I'm not looking for that. So hopefully that gave you maybe a little more detail than you were looking for. But thanks for asking is what I say to you on that. Because again, I saw some statements made, but do you know me and give me the opportunity? All I ask is give me the opportunity to ask me the question and hear my story, and then you can report all you want. Thank you.
Well, and let me just add that our board felt that it was really critical. You know, the other candidates that we interviewed are very capable, knowledgeable law enforcement people, but in the short amount of time we have for the remainder of this year, we really could not afford to have someone who had to gain the respect and learn the system. We needed someone that could step in on day one and have all of those things so that we can really ensure that everyone in our community stays safe through this, what could be a very contentious year. Yes.
You talked about a little bit about if you plan to speak with the media and Maricopa, so but you know, when you were discussed, so what would be your decision about that?
Yes, absolutely. If I would just ask if you could give me a few days to digest this. This is a pretty big thing for me and my family. Obviously, moving forward, I've also been saddling two positions, a chief deputy and a sheriff's position, for a few weeks now. So I look forward to speaking to the media. Maybe next week. We've got a wonderful PIO staff, media staff. I think a lot of them you've worked with before. We will start coordinating that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I knew that question would come up, right? As I said before, I'm not really a politician. Those are very, very uncharted waters for me. Kind of scares me to death a little bit, I'll just say that. But I have not put it out as I would not. I need to talk to my family a little more in detail. Some of the challenges I have personally is, again, I'm very attached to the agency. I'm very mindful of the agency, knowing that there's a lot of challenges and issues and just the day-to-day operations, to try to look at work-life balance and just balance of between what I'm doing now and having a moment to breathe, and then add a campaign cycle on top of that. I have to weigh those options, but I'm not saying that I'm not running, but I'm not saying that I am. And really, officially, I couldn't say anything anyways because I was a merited employee. So until I signed the paperwork, it'd be a violation of policy, and I don't want to wind up in a IA investigation. So at this point, not yet.